Hey guys, so I thought it'd be cool to just kind of show you the things I've been working on, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm screwing around with my pencil sharpener because it's in the way. So you can see what I'm working on, and man, this all over. I'm going to retry this because I am just finding all kinds of crap. Everywhere. So, got ZBrush load up here, and let me load this guy. So this guy is my Earthborn troll I've been working on. I guess I could use my pen like someone who uses ZBrush. So this is where I'm at with him. I'm just probably north of 13 hours on this guy. Yeah, almost on 14 hours spent on this guy. So some things are blocked in. I got my well, let me roll it back here, explain what's going on here. So I wanted to work on a mini piece, and I thought, hey, there's this piece, and it's kind of outdated, and it doesn't look a lot like the art. So this is what this piece currently looks like in its current incarnation. There we go. So it's the Earthborn Troll by Privateer Press for Hordes. So that's what the model is. It's pretty old. I think it's the original sculpt of it. And the current art for it, sorry for this bad photo, but this is what the current art for it looks like. So drastically different from this. I don't know what the old art for it used to look like, but there is pretty different. There's some similarities between them, but the shape of this head and just the pose and everything like that, I think this is more enticing than this one. It just looks a lot cooler, I think. So I wanted to come through and redo it. So this is where I'm at with it so far. I got his rocks mostly placed. You can tell that this arm is much more developed than the arm over here. And that's because I've just been playing around with it. And this is just a place marker right now. One of the things I really like about this project is it's allowed me to kind of look at the human body and anatomy and how it contorts and stretches and compresses on itself when doing different actions. So I've kind of tried to take that and put that throughout this piece, where he's scrunched down a little bit more on his left side, so his tissue's going to pile up a little bit more, and he's stretched out here, so it's going to be a little bit more lean. Things like that. Being able to really look at my anatomy in the legs, pretty happy with. So this is not 100% accurate. I'm trying to keep within the aesthetics of the world, because this leg is way too short for it to be anatomically correct. But the muscle and the landmarks I'm super happy with on this so far. Arm, it's another thing I've been playing with. So again, trying to get some of that stylized anatomy that they have in there, but really look at what the placeholders are in the oh my god, landmarks. The landmarks are in the anatomy, and just kind of stretch that out and you know, play with it a little bit. So I'm really happy with where this guy's at so far, especially for only spending just under 14 hours on him. I think it's pretty cool. The rocks, again, they're just place markers for now, but I want him jumping off. And you see it's tilted here. It's because partway through I'm like, oh, I want him to be angled more, but I had a bunch of tools and I didn't want to take the time to do that. So when I get done with everything and I start making it complete and whole, I'll take it all and I'll kind of tilt it so it's about like that. It's got a nice balance there. So yeah, so that's my Earthborn troll, and that's where I'm at with him so far. I'll load something else up here, show you guys. So I've been working on some stylized stuff. So I'm looking at Josh Black, and if you don't know who he is, he's worked on things like Disney Infinity. So let me show this off, and then let's put basic color. So let me go find the concept art. All the pieces I'm going to show right now in this little part are from this concept art. I got this old man, this woman, and this woman here. So A, B, and C. Currently, I'm working on D. Maybe I'll show that off. I think I put it in there. Yeah. So I'll show off D too, just show you where I'm at. So A is this guy here. There's this is me trying to work in a different different workflow than I've done before, where you just use ZRemesher to manipulate everything instead of like doing Dynamesh and traditional like subdivision levels. So it was me playing with that and working with a new style. I really enjoyed it actually. Learned a lot. This guy, you know, he's partially successful. He's not 100% there, but I'm happy with him just because he was a good learning benchmark for me. The next one. So there's this one. And this one right here. So again, do it using a different workflow. God, who did I learn that from? I've been trying to remember his name and I can't remember it. Character workshop. Shane Olson. There we go. So Shane Olson, he's the guy. I kind of stole his workflow technique to do these, because if you don't know who Shane Olson is, he's another guy that worked on Disney Infinity. So between him and Josh Black, they have a pretty good understanding of stylized art. So I've been wanting to get into that, so I've been just kind of copying their art style and their workflow, try and get as close as possible. Again, not crazy successful, but it's getting there. It's developing. You know, all the shapes are there, or the landmarks are there that I need. So there's that. Let's see. Do I got Josh Black in here? That's all that. All right. So let's go back to USB. Cool. So here's C. Right here. And this. There we go. So this one I'm pretty happy with, all things considered. I think it looks pretty close to the original concept went with. The textures, you know, they might leave something to be desired, and that's fine. I'm okay with that because it was just more for sculpting techniques than painting. That's what I wanted to get into. I really like the other thing that this allowed me to do was play with her glasses, because she's got these glasses here, and I kind of fogged them up and everything like that. But I wanted them to kind of be transparent, so I actually went and learned a little bit about the ZBrush materials stuff. Oh, no, it's not doing it. No. No. A little bit. Before it used to be a lot more clear, but that's upsetting. But I'm really happy with this. This one was challenging because there's so many shapes that are in this character that and a lot of it's like really soft. Like there's no real jawline. It's kind of hard to see where that cheek is falling. How this roll interacts with everything else over here. That was all really challenging for me. So I just had to look at the landmarks that were given to me and just kind of work it out. One thing also when doing this workflow, the nose. I had a lot of problems with the nose and the mouth or lips, getting those shapes in there. So that was a challenge, but I overcame it. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm happy with the interaction of the roll at the back of the neck, with the rest of the face. I kind of made her cheekbone stand out a little bit more. But I'm pretty happy with the way she came out. Okay. So let's look at what I'm working on right now in this workflow. So really early on still. Working on that guy right there. So just trying to get those shapes in there. One thing that I like about this art style is the ears. They're really different. They sit really far down, and their shape is really interesting to me. But it's kind of a pain in the butt because trying to rewire my brain to understand it. So again, this one's not too terribly far, but it's starting to get in there. He's also at a 3/4, so some of the shapes are going to be a little awkward and hard to find, I think. But I got to make his, I got to take his chin and I got to make it more like that, I think, regardless. Even if it's at 3/4. So I got a lot more playing around to do with him. Okay, and the next one I'm going to show you is one I'm doing for real time, specifically. So I'm going to go find it. Waiting, 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 waiting. Drink my coffee, yum, 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 coffee. Okay, so I got this guy loaded up now. Let me get all. Let me hide this guy. So this is intended to be a Dark Eldar Incubus? I think it's Incubus. I think that's what they're called. So let me get my subdivision levels up there. So this guy is super high. I think this is one of the highest meshes I've worked on recently. So it's fun. But one of the things I do a lot is I bring my Surface tablet with me to work so I can work on lunch. It's not like an amazing machine. That's also part of the reason I use ZBrush 4R7 is because it's not as much of a RAM hog as 2018. So I can't open this on I can't work on this on lunch anymore because it's just way too dense. My Surface is not having it. So, but there we go. But I'm really happy with the way this guy is coming out so far too. I hate his eyebrows, so I want to fix those. But getting all that in there, I really like his face. Really like his way his face is coming out. Another thing that this project has afforded me is the opportunity to work on ZModeler specifically, because I haven't used it much. So this is like the first project where I've been able to actually tried to utilize it in a lot of different ways. So like these vents were made in ZModeler. These guys made ZModeler. Same thing with these. Same thing with that. And a lot of it's like not very like amazing, but that's something to get my beak wet. So yeah, I'm liking how his little I don't even know what you call it, tumory thing is coming out. Getting all this stuff in. This little mesh thing I like. I'm going to we'll see. I'd like to possibly get holes in those, so I'll try to see if I can cast some depth or utilize the depth map from here when I cast everything to make alphas in there, so it's all transparent. So yeah, the intent with this guy is to eventually get him to run in real time, so he'd be like game ready. It's not there yet. I haven't even, like, this is just a base mesh too, so I don't even have low res stuff ready to go for him yet. So there's still a long road ahead for this guy. This is probably going to be one of those projects that take a long time to get done. But I'm okay with that. I've got a lot of stuff going on right now, and don't want to rush this. I'm really happy with where it's at so far. So, yeah, there's that. That's all I got to show. I think that's all I got to show. So that's the current stuff I'm working on right now. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any critiques, I'd love to hear them. I'm always open to that. If you like what you saw, give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Check you later.